Hey y'all, welcome to School of Scarlet. I have another message for you today. So I'm in my car again and I don't have my mic, so I hope that you guys can hear me. I have the air conditioner kind of going behind me. I just did a tour of the Kemah Boardwalk and it was so hot outside, but anyhow, if you want to go check that out, you can check out my community tab, or you can check out Scarlett's Intuitive Life on YouTube and you can see that there. Anyhow, today's video is going to be about flow and planning. So I recently posted a question on my community tab asking y'all if you are more of a planner or more flow based, and it seems like more people are going towards flow based, and that's what their response is for that. So that is what I'm going to kind of be talking about here today. And I used to be a very strong planner. Like, I love to plan, I love to have all my to-do lists, my plan, all of these different things. Now, after a while, I began to notice that that was not working. That those plans, fine, you can sit there and plan all this stuff out, but you end up wasting a lot of time. So what we're being called here to do is to actually go more flow-based, to be more natural. The natural way is actually just to go with the flow. So if you think about the river, it's a very common analogy of this. The river, it just goes, you know, in any direction that it wants to, and it creates its river, its bends and things like that. And it's not that it doesn't have obstacles. There are obstacles, you know, a beaver could come in, create a dam, or there could be a bend, and it has to make its way. So there are times that we have to be patient, that we have struggles and all of these things, but in the end, the river flows, and it flows just fine. Now, if we were trying to resist the river, if we were, let's say, trying to go upstream, it would be very tough, and we would get frustrated and tired going upstream. So that's the difference. We can either go with the flow and create our path that way, or we can try to swim upstream and then be caught with those currents, and it's going to be very frustrating and exhausting. So we're being called to do more in the spiritual rather than in the physical. So we're so used to planning and doing in the physical. Oh, this is what we're going to do, and then we're going to work out, and we're going to do this, and then our life is going to change. That's not what we're being called to do. What we're being called to do is literally go more into the spiritual and align. And so what is alignment? Alignment is truly aligning almost like a car, right? You take your car to go get the alignment of the tires. Everything goes back into its rows. It goes straight. So you're wanting to align with all aspects of yourself, your desires, your needs, wants, you know, God, spirit within you. All these things, you're going to want to align them so that they're all one. Everything would be one. And so you're wanting to align more in the spiritual than you're wanting to do planning or doing in the physical. So the other thing that comes to mind is the leaf, right? The leaf is very surrendered to life. A leaf on a tree, right? So it just is flowing in the wind, and it's taken wherever the wind takes it. And it could really end up in a totally different place than where it began, because it trusts, and it goes into the wind. Yes, this is a leaf that we're talking about, but everything around us is a symbol and sign to us of things that we can take back for ourselves to get into alignment. The other thing I was thinking about earlier was pruning of trees. So I recently kind of pruned, not by will, but I had to prune some pieces off of my tree because they literally had died. We had a different hurricane, we had a bad storm come, and then we had Hurricane Beryl. And so I had to get rid of some branches that were kind of like broken and just not in a good condition on some of my fruit trees. And it just reminded me of pruning trees. So when we prune trees, we really cut the branches and things that need to be cut back in order for it to produce more, to grow in a more healthy way, to produce more fruit. We really have to actually prune it in order for the tree to be like this, to be healthy and produce more fruit. So there are things that we're going to have to also let go of here on this journey. And so you're also being called spiritually to feel in and tap into those things that no longer serve you and let them go. So we're really just meant to kind of be surrendered to life, trust life, have patience with life, just like the river and all these things that we've talked about, and align with the spiritual rather than getting so involved in planning and doing and thinking that we have to do all of this work physically here on this earth. We have to work more with the spiritual. So go inward, and if it requires, you know, mental health, if it requires, you getting into alignment with however you have to do that spiritually, you will know within your heart what that is that you got to do. You will be working on those things within yourself, and you'll see the results of that in the physical. Whereas before, we're planning, doing, running in circles, doing this, going to this job, doing that, and we're really finding that we're exhausted, we're tired, just as if you were swimming upstream. You're not allowing life to show you. You're not allowing life to take you. You're thinking that your plans are greater than the plans that are already within your heart. So there's already plans that have been already placed within you. There's plans that are meant to prosper you. We know this verse. And so these plans that are already within you, they have a divine intelligence. They don't have the intelligence that you have just with your mind and your brain of everything that you've currently seen. The intelligence within is the universal intelligence. It takes into account absolutely everything. And so it's the perfect design. So we can actually trust this. And the more that we trust this, the more that we see that we become more in alignment. So it's really a spiritual maturity also that comes into play when we trust and trust and trust. We're so not used to trusting. We feel something in our heart, but we get terrified to let go, to prune that branch off, to drop that. We think that if we do that, we're going to lose everything that we've already worked for. And actually, the universe has something greater for you. It's always showing you more and more of what you are. You won't ever lose anything completely. You'll always be restored in a greater and grander way that's more in alignment to who you are. So have no fears here. Have absolutely no fears here. One of the things that keeps us in planning and really stressing out and anxiety and all of those things are really planning. It's really going into our mind and going too much into the future. So if we can just stay here in this present moment, everything is here now, and everything is working in that divine intelligence here and now. So we just have to stay here. We just have to stay here and now and work on ourselves spiritually, making sure that we are waking up and we're being joyful, we're grateful, we are moving along our day in a way that is spiritually sound. And all of this will be added on to us. There's nothing that we have to plan, that we have to do, that we have to effort into. These things naturally happen to us as we begin to follow our heart. And so today's message is just an encouragement and also just a clarification of what it is to plan, what it is to be in flow. And so there are two different ways of being, and I'm sure that most of you have tried the planning route. And if you've already switched to the flow route, it's just allowing this to happen. Think of things like the river, like I talked about, the river, the leaf, even the pruning of the tree. Keep these in mind when you have struggles about flow. Think about yourself in a natural way. Allow yourself to align to the natural ways of your heart, and these things will begin to play out for you. So if this message resonated with you, please give me a thumbs up, a heart, comment down below how it resonated with you. Share this message with others so that it may reach other people, it may uplift other people, it may help other people on their path. So to all my returning subscribers, thank you so much for returning, and any new people that are watching, thank you so much for being here. I hope that you'll subscribe, and I will see y'all at the next message. Thank you so much for watching.